Is the Liora a new Lowland love? Or is this Bladnoch a bit boring? For 40 quid, I thought it was worth a punt, and let's find out together. Hi, my name's Lewis, and welcome to the Neckpour. This is the whiskey review channel where I give you my honest thoughts and opinions on a particular bottle of whiskey from the Neckpour all the way down to the Dregs. You join me here today for the Neckpour of a new bottle from a distillery I don't know that much about. This is the Liora from Bladnoch in the Lowlands. I believe it's one of the most, if not the most southerly distillery in Scotland. And this is a non-age statement, and I believe to be a cask strength bottling of theirs, named, as I said, Liora. Let's get this open and see what we think. Comes in a lovely square bottle. I think it's really stylish, this bottle. It's got a lovely weight to it, plenty of glass, and feels super premium. And although that probably means shipping and things like that aren't the most economic or environmentally friendly, at least glass is pretty recyclable, so we're not wasting too much there. But yeah, let's get this open and go from there. Firstly, let's have a listen to the cork. Pretty good cork pop on that, but with the shape of the bottle, very noisy as you move it about. Pour yourself a nice little measure there. So let's pop that down to the side, pop the cork back in. So yeah, this is the Liora, which is a Hebrew word meaning the gift of light. Not quite sure what the link there is with using Hebrew words. I initially looked up on the internet, what does Liora mean in Scots Gaelic? And the internet told me it doesn't mean anything, it's Hebrew. So I'm not quite sure what that is. And yeah, this one is fully natural, non-chill filtered, natural colour. It is non-age stated. And I do believe it is cask strength. It's 52.2%. They refer to it repeatedly as distiller's strength. So it might not be, but it seems an odd thing to say and a bit of a random percentage points to be arbitrarily calling it that. And this one I picked up for why I thought it was a pretty good deal. 40 quid for something at that strength. That's a pretty good deal. It's worth taking a chance on. See what I think. Because, as I say, I've probably only had 2 drams of Bladnoch in my life up to this point. They've both been pretty good, but not super memorable, shall we say. Let's hope this one stands out a bit more for all the right reasons. We'll see what we think. This is exclusively virgin oak and bourbon barrels. So we should be getting a fairly pure kind of essence of Bladnoch. And I think based on what I've read and looked at online about the distillery, when I was looking up the naming, for example, I think we are looking for that traditional light Lowland spirit style. So yeah, let's see what we think. Get it up to the nose. That is super, super light on the nose, super approachable. You would never guess that's 52.2. Can just go swimming in there, not a problem at all. Again, wonderfully light in colour, a real kind of golden straw. Fresh cut grass, but meadow grass, because there's quite a bit of florality in there as well. I'm getting different kinds of cut flowers. So yeah, like mowing through a fresh meadow. And a little bit of orchard fruits. I think it's more of an apple. And a very sweet one at that. Like a really, really red apple. and perhaps even red apples that have actually fallen on the ground and are starting to turn. It's almost cidery, that nose, but pretty enjoyable. I'm really interested to give this a taste and see what that brings. The virgin oak on that is absolutely unashamedly there. Big hit of black pepper, followed by toffee pennies, followed by oak tannins. That palate is just, to me, that's just signature virgin oak. Spirit's lost a little bit for me through the middle of the palate there. And I'm just getting, pepper, oak, drying tannins, toffee pennies, which for me is exactly what I would describe. If someone asked me, what does virgin oak do to a whiskey? That'd be what it is. I think the lightness of the spirit that I'm picking up on the nose is a bit battered down into submission by that big cask there. But perhaps with a little bit of time, those levels will mellow out a little bit more. We might start seeing a little bit more of that come through. But yeah, a really, really pleasant palate. Really pleasant. And it is very light in the mouth. It's not big, rich coating and all over the place. It's very light, very summery. Tastes like summer, does that to me. I know that's a very abstract term and doesn't make sense, but if you were drinking that, it tastes like the feeling of being outside on a summer's day. Like, I don't know how quite to explain it, but very, very pleasant palate. Through to the finish, it's creamy. Heaps of whipped cream. And again, I'm getting the black pepper is definitely there. Strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, a real kind of berry fruit, freshly picked, still warm from the sun. And then there's a little note, and it's going back almost to that appley cideriness from the start to me, but almost hinting on like a cider vinegar. There's just a little hint on that finish of a kind of sourness. It's not bitter at all. It's still sweet, but there's just that hint of sourness. And then the final finish is just all of that wood just sucks everything out of your mouth. Super tannic, super drying, which for me is something I really enjoy. I really like those tannins, and it just makes me want to take another sip and another sip and another sip. It's good. It's not hugely complex. The nose is kind of one thing of light, floral, grassy, fruity. The palate is one thing: oak, pepper, toffee, virgin oak. The finish, though, beats both of those two bits into a tin hat. It really kind of brings the whole thing together and just takes it up a little level, which takes it from just being an okay drinker, which the first two bits are, they're okay drinkers. That finish is actually verging on the quite interesting and pretty damn good. And yeah, for 40 quid, I don't think you can go wrong really with that. I picked it up on Amazon because it was on a really good deal and I had a voucher to use up. So in that sense, I didn't pay anything for it. I had a 40 quid voucher and this was $39.99. So really pretty happy with that. It's a good drinker, but I think it might be a bottle I leave for slightly later on in the year and enjoy this in the summer, sat out in the garden, because I think it'll pair wonderfully with that. But no, decent drop if you get it at a decent value. If it's a full price, which I think was about 70 quid, I'd say no from me personally. I think you can do a heck of a lot better for 70 quid than this. But again, I'd love to see you back here probably sometime after the summer when we come back to the dregs of this bottle. And once I've drunk the rest of it and given it some time to open up and live in the bottle for a while, how this might change and it might become the best thing I've ever tasted. Who knows? But yeah, I'd just like to say thank you all so much for joining me here today. It really does mean a lot to me that you take time out of your day to spend a little bit with me. If you've enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button down below. If you've got thoughts on this bottle, or there's any other kind of budget drinkers you think I need to be aware of, drop them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And if you've really enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, because it really does mean a lot to me. But other than that, once again, thank you so much for joining me. And until the next time, cheers, sláinte, and I'll see you again.